Miss Wormlayton here, and I'm just filming a video to let you know what Year 2 are going to be up to this half term in maths. So the first unit we're looking at this half term is statistics, and in this unit we're going to be looking at data, how to present data and also how to interpret this data. So one of the things we're going to be looking at is pictograms, and this is a type of graph where the data is represented through pictures. So each picture might represent 1, 2, 5 or even 10. The one on the left is showing favourite fruit, and each picture represents 2 children picking that fruit. The one on the right, each picture is only representing 1 person. The children will be learning how to read this key to find out what the data is showing and also discussing it. So they can see really clearly in this type of chart that the tallest one is the most popular and the shortest is the least popular. We're going to be making some of our own pictograms and discussing what our data is showing. The second type of chart we're going to be looking at is the tally chart, where 1 mark represents 1 person or vote, and when we get to the 5th one we put a diagonal line through it to show that we have got to number 5. Again, it's a really clear way of seeing it because the children can clearly see this one's got the least amount of lines, so it's the least popular. This one's got the most, so it's the most popular. Again, we're going to be collecting some of our own data and representing it in a tally chart. The final way we're going to be presenting data in Year 2 is through block diagrams. These are very similar to pictograms, only instead of using pictures, each block is coloured in. The one on the left here is showing class pets, and each block that has been coloured in represents 1 pet, whereas the one on the right is showing class house points, and each block is 10. This can be seen in the axes up the side. The children are going to be learning how to label axes, knowing that the axis going up in the sky, the y-axis is the one with the number, so either the total, the number of points, the number of pets, etc. And along the bottom is the different options, so in this one it's pets, and this one it's each of the classes. Again, it's a really clear way for them to see the data. They can see that the tallest one, or the most blocks, is the most popular, and the shortest is the least popular. Again, we're going to be making some of our own and interpreting what this data means. The next unit we're going to be looking at is shape. We're going to be looking at both 2D and 3D shapes. Here are some of the 2D shapes we're going to be learning about in Year 2. The children are probably all very familiar with these from Year 1, but we're going to be consolidating that learning and extending it a little bit further. We're going to be learning about the properties of 2D shapes. So here we can see that the vertices are the corners, and we're going to be encouraging the Year 2s to use the word vertices instead of corners, just as they're moving up the school. We'll also be teaching them that the edges are called sides. So for 2D shapes we have vertices and sides, and they'll be learning how to identify different 2D shapes by knowing which ones have which amount of sides and vertices. We'll also be doing 3D shapes, and here are some of the 3D shapes we will be learning about. And again, the children are going to be finding out about the different properties of 3D shapes. So here we have a 3D shape, and these bits are called the faces, so they are where the shapes are on the sides. We have the edges, which run along the sides, and the vertices, which again are like the corners, but we refer to them as the vertices now that we are in Year 2. So we have faces, edges and vertices. As part of this topic, we will also be looking at lines of symmetry, which is a bit like a mirror line through the middle of a shape when both sides look the same. We're going to be finding out which shapes have lines of symmetry, which shapes don't, and why it's important that the line of symmetry runs right through the middle. The final unit we're going to be looking at this half term is money. We're going to be finding out what each of the coins and notes represent, how to add them together to make a total amount, how to give change, and we're also going to be finding out that one amount can be represented in lots of different ways. For example, 50 pence can be made using 1 50p coin, or it could be made using 2 20p and a 10. The children are going to be involved in some really practical activities to get to learn how to give change, how to find total amounts, and it would be fantastic if whilst you're out at the shops, maybe over the next few weeks, the children get the opportunity to count the money themselves, learn what the coins represent, and maybe even find out how much change they're going to get given. Thank you for watching. I'm really excited for another lovely half term in Year 2. Bye!